Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. This is my April reading wrap up. I have not counted the books I have read. I think it's 16. We'll go with 16. So, yeah, quite a few that I've already reviewed in another video, which was the last one uploaded. So, I'm going to go through them first. Just to make it quick. So, I'm going to start with the Thursday Murder Club. I finished off the rest of the series. So that's The Last Devil to Die, The Bullet That Missed. Who the hell is setting fireworks off? On May the 1st. The Man Who Died Twice and The Impossible Fortune. That's just a bit weird. I gave all these 5 stars. This is one of my favourite series of all time. So essentially it's about these 4 old people, pensioners, who live in a retirement home called Cooper's Chase, and they go around solving different murders. It's absolutely fantastic. So I finished that. And I read Completely Staged, the complete illustrated scripts. We are just going to let that happen. This I gave 5 stars. This is a TV show on... This is so annoying. And this is the only day I could film this as well. On the BBC, this was made in lockdown, and it's a they got David Tennant, Michael Sheen playing alternate versions of themselves, trying to rehearse a play during lockdown over Zoom. And it's got Simon Evans and playing an alternate version of himself even as well. These ones I read all for a celebrity thing. I read Killing for Company by Brian Masters. This is about Des Nielsen, who was known as the Muswell Hill murderer. This goes right into the depths of his mind. It's a bit creepy, really. I didn't rate this. I mean, who's going to rate a book about a serial killer? But I found it quite interesting. Similarly with this one, Hack Attack, the full story of the phone hacking scandal, which is a true story behind the hacking, the hack, which was on ITV. This is by Nick Davis, so this is nearly 20 years since one of Murdoch's reporters was caught eavesdropping on Buckingham Palace revelation, and the revelation just kept on coming. So this is how that kind of all worked out. I gave that one 3 stars because it's extremely repetitive. Kickflip Volume 1 by L.D. Lipinski. This is a graphic novel about a young person who is discovering that they are non-binary. I'm oversimplifying a lot of this. Broadchurch by Erin Kelly. This is based on what Chris Chibnall created for the TV show. I gave this one 4 stars. This has some extra bits in that is not in the actual TV show. This was really, really good. I don't know why I've just given you a very short review of that, but you get what I mean. It's in the other thing. Death at White Hart. I gave this one 3 stars. This is about... It's set on the seaside town of Dorset. This is by Chris Chibnall, so a bit reminiscent of Broadchurch. About a CID detective that moves to Dorset, and this landlord of the White Hart pub is found dead, and the body is staged with a macabre relish on an isolated country road. And then she starts kind of discovering that a lot of people in the village have something to hide. So, Then we go on to the books that I did not read for the celebrity reading recommendations. So I read Twisted on my Kindle. This is the 4th book by Emily McIntyre in the Never After series. This is the Aladdin one. She's his diamond in the rough, he is her worst nightmare. Yasmin Karim, daughter to one of the richest men in the world, has never known strife. So when her beloved father falls ill, she is determined to make his final days the happiest. His last wish is to see her married to a man of his choosing, since her heart already belongs to someone else. A servant, a street rat, a man her father would never consider worthy. So she's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and she strikes a desperate deal with her father's right-hand man, not realising he has his own twisted agenda. Julian Farage has one goal, to become the most powerful man in the world. He's built a future on broken bones and faded bruises, never caring who he hurt along the way. But when his mentor falls ill, he finds himself on the verge of losing everything. He'll stop at nothing to inherit what's rightfully his, even if it means forcing a woman he can't stand into marriage. I gave this one 3 stars. I definitely prefer the original Aladdin over this retelling. The first 2 went fine. Hooked and Scarred, they were brilliant. Wretched in this one, no. She has seemed to have kind of culturally appropriated this one. I don't quite know why she did that. She's appropriated basically the entire culture of the story of Aladdin into, here is sexy woman, here is handsome man, here is man that's not as good looking but she wants him anyway, and she is the prize that they have to fight over. The characters lack depth, development and chemistry at all. I did not like Julian. Then I read The Pram, which is a creature feature on Kindle. This is by Joe Hill. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. So do what you will with that information. I give this 4 stars. So this is about an obsessive husband who has a desire for a child, and it leads to an unexpected manifestation of his yearning, in a very nightmarish short story. So Willie and Marina's farmhouse in Maine has an acre of meadow and fresh air, a lonesome bridle path in the forest along which Willie daydreams and ambles. When he's loaned a decrepit old baby stroller to his cart his groceries home, the rickety squeak of the wheels comforts him. So do the sweet coos of a baby. Willie knows can't be real, can it? This twisted thicket wishes come true with a price. So this is basically how obsessions and desires can twist someone's mind, which is fairly true. For its length, it is very, very well developed. It's gory, it's violent, and it's horrifying. And I cannot wait to read more of what Joe Hill writes. If he's anything like his father, it'll be great. Then I took it upon myself, let me get this stack here, to read your favourite scary movie by Ashley Collins. I've actually already had this signed by 2 members of the cast of Scream. Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface himself, and Heather Graham, who plays Casey in Stab in Scream 2. And it's going to be signed by a 3rd actor, Heather Matarazzo, who was Randy's sister in Scream 3. I give this 5 stars. I mean, this is basically what it says on the tin. It's an entertainment journalist examines the making and impact of the Scream films with a behind-the-scenes insight from cast, creators and crew, as well as a sharp analysis on how movies special blend gruesome violence and humorous self-awareness, rewrote the horror playbook. This intimate and thorough history of Scream includes interviews from Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Kevin Williamson, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Jack Quad, Parker Posey, Hayden Panettiere, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, Radio Silence, Roger L. Jackson, and so many more. It's so interesting. It goes so deep into the making of Scream and the inner workings of horror and slasher itself. It does speak about Halloween. And it speaks about Friday the 13th, which I haven't watched any of. And it does kind of talk about Nightmare on Elm Street as well. And it goes through the casting process and how they got the director. It's very well researched. It speaks to almost every cast member, director and writer involved, and even a lot of the other production members too. It explains the way things could change in an instant, either due to cash writers or outside tragedies. Like the Columbine High massacre changed the way Scream 3 was written. What Scream 3 was going to be is what Scream 4 was, with a few changes here and there. And the reason why Scream 3 is, to me, is not as good is because the writers changed. But this is fantastic. If you like Scream, I'd recommend it. And then I read Doggy Positivity, Life Lessons from the Ugly Pug Who Became a Star by Peggy the Hairless Pug and her owners. I gave this 5 stars. I mean, it literally says, I love being a small dog, but we must always operate from the principle of deserving to take up any tiny bit more space than we actually do, because that is the heart of being fabulous. She teaches us how to be more positive. Positive. Yeah. I mean, this is just a cute, funny and adorable read. I mean, it's only short, but she won UK's Ugliest Dog contest as starring a dog pool in Deadpool and Wolverine. She proves beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. Now a regular on screen and at convention, she's bringing her own joyful brand of wrinkly, bold pride wherever she goes. She's taken every challenge within her stride. She was the runt of the litter, as was my adorable little doggy, and to a bona fide canine sensation. I mean, a lot of people on Instagram do love my little doggy. Peggy shows us all how to be more dog, worry less, nap more, and chase your dreams, be they filled with sticks, sausages, or world domination. Whether she is trotting the red carpet, relaxing at home, or in Yorkshire, singing or signing portographs. Portographs, so cute. Peggy's got a life hack for every situation. She truly has, and top tips, top life lessons, I'm telling you. She's fantastic. I've met her, actually, she's adorable. Then I actually read My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. This is the sequel to My Roommate's a Vampire, which, if you remember, I didn't actually like. I actually love this. So this is about Amelia Collins. She is tired of constant questions about her non-existent dating life. So she decides to get everyone off her back once and for all by finding someone, anyone, to pose as a date to a family wedding. If he's annoying or embarrassing, so much the better. Coincidentally, Reginald Cleves has a centuries of experience at being rude, infuriatingly arrogant, and a fashion eyesore, which makes him perfect for her purpose. But as Amelia and Reggie practice their romance, and more of Reggie's secrets come to light, Amelia is surprised to find her first impressions could not have been more wrong, and that Reggie's bark might be worse than his bite. Also, this is the Work Spread Edges edition. I know there's a third, I don't own it. I've just downloaded it on my Kindle this week, so I will get to that. I gave this 4 stars. This was far more enjoyable than the first one. The romance is much more believable, has more chemistry, the fake dating turns into a slow burn. And they work so much better together than the original couple. And Reggie is very endearing. His journals were really sweet as well. I mean, come on. Adorable. Adorable vampire. And then the last one I read was Once Upon a Demon's Heart by K.M. Moronova. Now, before you all scream at me, I know she's had a controversy. I don't care. I do not care. What I do care, though, is the fact that this book kind of sucked. So this is no fairy tale. It's yearning guilt of 2 burdened hearts that will leave readers breathless. Alea, a devoted demigod knight, has found herself trapped in the thrones of a brutal curse. A time in which the Demon Kingdom's Blood Knight kills her every time. She's haunted by the attack she led on an innocent village of Thornhall. Her guilt consumes her from the inside out. After the 20th time loop, she finally had enough. Something has to change, lest she die at the Blood Knight's hand for the rest of the time. A choice she hopes she won't regret to want to end a war between demigods and demons. The characters just lacked any sort of chemistry whatsoever. The spy scenes literally felt like they were written after and chucked in there. the complete lack of lore, lack of backstory, and the magic system was the only thing that was good about it. Yes, not. Sadly, I was looking forward to it as well. So that's not a series I'm going to finish. Cruel Fates, not for me. Which is kind of funny because I have her other series and 2 of her other books on my TBR. So hopefully they go better. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this wrap up. It's short but sweet because I was working on that one celebrity. God help me when I start his wife. Because she has a lot more books. Honestly, that might have to be split over a few months. And then there's another, I've got 3 more celebrity ones to do. One isn't actually going to take as long, so I might do that one first, because I've already read 2 of the books for it. So you'll probably see that one first before we do the other 2 that I've had for a while. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this April wrap up, and I shall see you with whatever I film next, because God knows what it is. Bye.